Alright guys, welcome in. First video here, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But what we're going to be doing today is we have a Kel-Tec KSG 12 gauge shotgun here in burnt bronze, and what we're going to do is install right up here these guys. We're going to change the muzzle brake on there, and we're going to go from just the plain old barrel nut on there and those mag tube screws. Alright, we're going to put those in, and then we're also going to take over here and put in this extended tube selector, which will really help here making this change between the mag tubes. So great part about this shotgun that I like is that when you have versatility. You can put buckshot in one side, you can put slugs in the other, you can do whatever you like. So these are the tools that we're going to use. We've got these wrenches here to help with the tube selector, and then we've got the barrel nut wrench to get this guy on. So first step is actually I'm going to go use my girl's blow dryer, and I'm going to go heat up the end here because the factory actually puts Loctite on that barrel nut, so you have to heat it up in order to kind of break that bond a little bit. So we're going to go heat this up, and then we'll be right back and we'll continue with the install. Alright guys, so we're back, and I went ahead and did a lot of the kind of work behind the scenes here and got everything just ready to go, kind of almost hand tightened so you can see what's going on. You can see that there's these little snap rings down here. Those were a pain in the butt. I know I started with a bunch of less tools than what you're going to end up seeing here, but you are going to need a couple more things. I use this crescent wrench and this, I think it's a gold dollar, I don't know. And these snap ring pliers with a 90-degree bend in them really made things easy, and I'll show you why in a minute. But again, what we're going to do is we're going to put this right there. Alright, so there's a couple things that you need to remove first. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we have to remove this whole entire plate right here. And again, I have everything just nice and loose and ready to go. We got to take this Allen key out of the top here, this screw out of the top here, and that's going to release the tube here, or the mag plate, excuse me. And then we have our barrel nut. Now I had this viced a little bit differently when I took this off, and you can see this is hand tightened right now, or hand loosening. But when I did this the first time, it was tough. I mean, I had to put a lot of steady pressure into it in order to get this off. And of course it comes with the tool here. You just slide this through and you can use this to get some leverage. But I had to heat it up for a good 5 minutes. It was piping hot to the touch. You couldn't leave your finger on there for more than a second. But that tool makes it pretty easy to take that off, and you can see the difference here of what we're going to be putting on there. So this is just the regular factory barrel nut, and then this is comes with like a little breacher, and KSG is one of the best home defense weapons, so we're trying to upgrade here and make this home defense style. So if you look over here, there's another little Allen key right here. You don't need to worry about that one. That one just takes care of a little spacer down here on the bottom. Alright, don't worry about taking that one out because it's threaded into plastic, and if you take that one out a bunch of times, you're going to cause some problems. But here you can take a quarter and you can just slide this in here, and what they recommend is you do this one side at a time in order to keep everything kind of even here. Now these were a little tough in the beginning too, so what I did was I actually took this, gripped it with the crescent wrench, and then I used this to kind of turn it a little bit. So that'll help to get things going for you. But once you get this out, and once we take out this mag plate here, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And when you get to the end, this is not going to happen for you. These screws are not just going to come right out because they're actually held into place by these tiny snap rings right here. So those snap rings are actually on the back side of this plate, and you need to get these pliers down in there, open them up, and then slide the screw out. It took me a while to get that going, so be glad that I didn't do that all on camera. So here we're going to go back. We're just going to lift up a little bit, and then this plate should slide out nice and easy here. So that comes out right there, and I didn't even take this off. I just kind of left it on because I knew it was going to be kind of an easy thing here. So this is ready to go now, and you can see the snap rings were down in here, which is why you need the 90-degree angle tool, so that you can come at it kind of from the side, and you can get in there kind of this way like this, and then when you separate it, push the screw out, and it'll make your life a whole lot easier. So I had to take a trip to go and get these. Well worth it. I tried to fiddle with it for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so with a small screwdriver and a Phillips head and a flaps head and all kinds of stuff, man. So anyway, take my advice, just go ahead and get that done. So I had to take this off in order to show you how to do that. But in reality, for the way that my setup is, I didn't even have to do that since I already had the snap rings off. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this again and put that right back on here. You can see there's the Loctite. Okay, so in case you were thinking, you know, maybe I can just get this off without heating it up, you absolutely have to heat it up. Okay, so you're gonna get this in here, and excuse me for a minute, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this one, so hang on tight. Alright, so that snaps on back right there, nice and easy. Okay, and now the way that these melee lugs work here, okay, is that the screws actually go and they fit right in there, so you don't need to put the snap rings on with these. Okay, now what you do want to do is you want to take the spring washers that were there, and you want to replace those, and you want to put them there, and you want to just go ahead and start getting it threaded and start getting it going there just like that. All right, and you can already see the difference in the look right there and what that's going to do for this shotgun. So again, same thing, I'm going to take the spring washer from the other one, I'm going to get that on there, and we're just gonna roll that in. And then again, we're gonna finish this off with a crescent wrench, but I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm gonna put a you know, a towel around these and everything so that they don't get marred. Just like how I have with my vise back here, I've got a towel set up in my vise so that you don't mess up the, you know, the shotgun at all. And then finally, I'm gonna take this, slide it right on there, just twist it in, and we're ready to rock and roll. The install is, I'd say, pretty much complete now. Just got to tighten these things down, and then of course I always like to wipe the whole gun down again afterward and everything. But you can see there's the new look right there. That thing looks pretty mean. I'm pretty happy with that. That's gonna look really good on there. And I actually have a quick detach flashlight that I'm going to be setting up. So my flashlight is going to come right under here as well too. So I'm going to have a couple breaching tools that are going to be set up real nice, right about the same exact length right there as well too. So overall, I'm really happy with this shotgun. Some of the other upgrades that I've done, in case you guys are curious, we got the the Holosun HS503C. You got the circle dot, you got the large reticle, and go back and forth. It's solar powered, which is really nice. The battery lasts forever. I've got the MOE little stubby kind of foregrip right on here. And again, we're going to change the selector tube. So I'm going to get all this tightened down, and then I'm going to be right back showing you guys how to install that high-tech selector tube. And that's going to be it for this shotgun. Oh, one other thing that I did was I got the extended Picatinny rail down here as well too. The one that it comes with is just plastic, so you just slide this over the top of that one. And I just like the look of the extended piece right here, and also the versatility of being able to have more room here underneath. Again, you never know what you're going to want to do. Things change. But for me right now with my setup, I think I really like the way things are going. So I'll go ahead and start getting things ready to go on the next part of the install, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to do for that. Alright guys, well, I promised you that I was going to show you how to do that install, but it's really hard to get a good camera angle into what's going on. This is really an easy thing. It's taking a screw out and putting another one in. So you can see the difference here. This is the old selector tube, okay, or tube selector. So you can see it really is, it's a lot smaller here. So this one now, even the tip of it itself, I mean, you get all kinds of better traction with your hands. You can actually even flick this back and forth with your wrist. So you can go back and forth, but it's a nice easy flick now, back and forth between. Now I don't know if you can see it, but right down in there, there's that little detent switch. The one thing you have to be careful for is when you're removing the other one, that is a little metal piece that sticks out, and it's under spring pressure. So when you remove the first piece, just make sure that you're applying pressure all the way to the end. It's kind of a pain with an Allen key to, you know, twist through this little chamber right here, but you can kind of get it going. You'll get the groove of it. But once you get that screw out, it's literally just take the other screw, make sure that the threads line up and it goes in nice and easy. You know, sometimes I think these only fit the Gen 2s and the Gen 3s. So if you have a Gen 1 KSG, it might not work with that screw. You may have to go and thread it or get a different screw. But either way, test it first. Once you get it in there, it's nice and easy. And again, you can just switch back and forth here. It's no problems. So that's it. I got my KSG now is got everything I want on it. I got my extended tube selector. I got the breeches on it. I got the red dot on the top. The foregrip down on the bottom. The only extra thing that I might consider is getting a cheek riser or a cheek pad or something like that, but that's it right there. That's everything. So you can see the MS1 sling, the extended tube selector now. That thing really sticks out there, and again, it makes it just nice and easy to go back and forth between the tubes. I may put something down underneath here too, just to plug this up so it doesn't get any dirt in there. I saw a couple of those on Amazon, and that stuff are dirt cheap. So again, the Holosun is real nice. There's the setup with the flashlight. I like this because just a little tap right there, and you can always leave it on as well too. But right here next to the foregrip, it's nice. You can even, if you get good, kind of use your hand while you're on that. And again, because it's a, you know, home defense tool, that's what you want. And then right up at the front again, there's the way it looks. I'm happy with that, man. That's pretty mean right there. Everything is around the same length. I could probably pull this flashlight a little bit back in here a little bit more. See, I got this room here. One thing with this QD here, I think it's Veltor that makes it. I think it's like 80-90 bucks or something like that. And then the Surefire PX Defender flashlight is excellent as well too. As you can see, very, very bright. But basically, when you're cocking back and forth in between rounds here, the flashlight, if you don't have it tightened down, is about as tight as it can possibly go. You're going to get that flashlight moving forward, and since I was just fiddling with it, it loosened up a little bit, and that's what was going on. But these guys right here, man, woo, sharp. So you know, home intruders, anything like that going on, twist this thing a little bit, and boom, you got yourself another tool when you run out of your 14 rounds. If you don't have the high-tech 14 shell holder, that goes on the top of this thing too. But anyway, there's the shotgun. It's a beaut. If you guys want to post any questions or anything like that, I'd be more than happy to answer them. So you guys know, I'm not a gunsmith of any type. I just started buying guns about a year and a half ago, and I just love it, and I got into it. So I'm gonna take these guys right here, these old screws, the old barrel nut, and those snap rings. I'm gonna put them in a bag just in case. You never know. But I did put some Loctite down on this as well too, and I got it going nice and tight there. We'll let that dry overnight, and then we'll do some test firing. So I'll probably do another video from the range and show you guys how this puppy's working. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. We got AR stuff coming up, SKS. I'll show you all the mods I've done on that. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to start getting going here. I'm going to be doing some upgrades now in a Remington 1100, which is a bird hunting gun. So stay tuned for some of that stuff, and thanks for watching.